What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and some more brutal news for Activision Blizzard as this boulder continues to roll downhill. Late yesterday, it was reported that their CEO, Bobby Kotick, was being called in, and the company was being investigated by the SEC for covering up the bad behavior at the company. On top of that, their top legal defense, their lawyer, quit on them. This, among other pieces of bad news, as Activision Blizzard stock continues to plummet, losing hundreds of millions of dollars in value over the past few days alone. In just 5 days, the stock has dropped nearly 5%, and over the last day, it's dropped another 2.59%. I imagine that's going to continue. Why? Well, now the investors are mad. The U.S. government's SEC are investigating Activision Blizzard over the company's handling of the misconduct allegations. This comes just 2 months after the Call of Duty publishers were sued by the State Department for the very same thing. Now the SEC has subpoenaed a number of high-level executives, reportedly including CEO Bobby Kotick, and have requested internal documents relating to the claims. Now, why does the SEC care? Well, because if they find out that Bobby Kotick knew the extent of the bad behavior, or they knew the extent of the upcoming lawsuit in California, and they didn't tell investors, this is a big deal. It has cost investors to lose hundreds of millions of dollars. If they had known how bad it would have been, many of them likely would have pulled out their money. This on top of, obviously, the bad press of the treatment of many of their employees, mainly female employees, on top of the cold-hearted fact that none of this would probably matter if World of Warcraft was in a good state or Overwatch 2 wasn't continually being delayed. I mean, Blizzard has had a really, really bad 2 years. Let's just take a quick look at some of what's happened. Okay, let's go back to BlizzCon 3 years ago. Or is it 2 years ago? It might have been 2 years ago. We have Diablo Immortal and the whole do not have phones debacle. Another just hilariously out of touch moment for Blizzard. I don't think anyone would have cared if they released a mobile version of Diablo. It was just nobody really cared about it or wanted it at that time. And the response of the do you not have phones was colossally bad. Then we had Diablo Reforged, also known as Refunded. The game came out in such a horrible state that the entirety of the customer base revolted, demanded refunds, of which Blizzard was forced to oblige. Then we have Jeff Kaplan leaving the company. He probably knew this lawsuit was coming. Then we have the lawsuit. Then we have Blizzard's flagship product, World of Warcraft in shambles. To make things worse, the World of Warcraft product is twofold now. You've got a classic community that's pissed off, and you've got a retail community that's pissed off. So now they have multiple problems between Overwatch 2 probably never coming out, World of Warcraft retail being in a bad shape after Shadowlands disappointed, World of Warcraft Classic being in bad shape after some changes to Burning Crusades. It's a mess. Then the lawsuits. Then the SEC gets involved. According to the Wall Street Journal, the SEC has launched a wide-ranging investigation of Activision Blizzard. They claim they want to see the records of Kotick's communications with other executives about the allegations, the personnel files of 6 former employees, separation agreements from the staff who left this year, and notes from board meetings dating back to 2019. The Wall Street Journal says that the SEC are investigating whether the allegations should have been disclosed to investors before the initial lawsuit was made public. It's clear some investors believe they should have found out sooner because several of them have sued Activision Blizzard in just the last month, claiming the publisher misled them about the severity of the investigation. In a new statement released today, Activision Blizzard said they're cooperating with a number of employment regulators who are performing investigations, including the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and the SEC. They confirmed that the SEC issued a subpoena to the company, and several current and former employees and executives have regarding disclosures on employment matters and related issues, though did not confirm exactly what's involved. Yeah, they want to know. They want to know if J. Allen Brack knew. Surprise, he knew. They want to know if Bobby Kotick knew. He knew. They want to know of all the people that activated, deployed their golden parachutes, and got out before the poo hit the fan, if they knew. Trust me, they knew. This is actually a very interesting investigation from an SEC standpoint, because could they come after people like Bobby Kotick or J. Allen Brack for cashing out? Activision Blizzard under increasing pressure from a number of different parties since they were first sued. Then, just last week, a group of employees teamed up with a union to file charges against unfair labor practices, accusing the company of intimidation and union busting. The original lawsuit against the company also expanded last month after California's Department of Fair Employment and Housing claimed Blizzard shredded documents pertaining to ongoing investigation. Since the suit was made public in July, a number of high-level staff have left too, including Blizzard President J. Allen Brack, a senior HR executive. The director of Diablo 4 has also been let go. This is going to be bad. You start to wonder if Activision's going to want to separate from Blizzard here. I mean, at first it was just a little bit of a nuisance, a little bit of a embarrassment, but now it seems like Blizzard's terrible behavior might actually drag Activision down, as Blizzard's chief legal officer quits. Claire Hart, who's been the company's top lawyer for 3 years, resigned. Blizzard Entertainment's chief legal officer, Claire Hart, has resigned from the embattled company. She announced in news in her LinkedIn post yesterday, saying that Friday, September 17th was her final day. Hart, who has been in the role for 3 years, who has previously clocked a decade at Google, according to LinkedIn, did not cite a reason for her resignation, saying only that the past 3 years have been full of unexpected twists and turns, but I feel honored to have worked with and met with so many great people at Blizzard and across the Activision Blizzard businesses. Outside of a short break, Hart did mention what's next in the pipeline, did not mention, nor did she respond to requests for comment. Well, the lawyer is not going to. What does this mean? Well, she probably knows. Or she just doesn't want to defend a company that, maybe she's just like, look, I'm sick of defending this company who treats women in this way and who, shreds documents and who does all these terrible things. Maybe Hart's the latest in a string of executive departures at Blizzard. Last month, Blizzard President J. Allen Brack stepped down. He was replaced by Jen O'Neill and Mike Ibarra, both of whom are relatively new to the company and will occupy the top position at Blizzard jointly. Head of HR Jesse Meschuk left as well, and Jesse McCree, the director of Blizzard's forthcoming Diablo 4, also left. I don't think we've seen the end of high-profile terminations and step-downs coming at Blizzard, and this truly is like rats fleeing a sinking ship. You can see, we already know that, as I said they would, Activision Blizzard has been playing games with hiding documents and destroying documents illegally, which she had to have been aware of at a minimum. Or they straight up just said, F you, you're a girl. That definitely sounds like law license suspension by itself. That's not diligence or duty to a client. And ethics require her to turn state's witness if Bobby Kotick's engaged in activity she's advised as unlawful. She probably knows. She probably knows, and she may turn against the company, which would probably be their worst nightmare. I don't really see... Obviously, Blizzard will likely survive all of this. They're not going to shutter. They're making tons of money in spite of all of this. But I could definitely continue to see. Now, if Bobby Kotick is determined to have known, this is a big, big, big deal. And we're going to find out, now that they see these internal communications, all of this stuff is going to become public. We're going to get to see exactly what Blizzard did or did not do to cover for their executives. And at minimum, I would strongly suspect we're going to see a lot more player outrage, as we're going to see the way that things like this were talked about inside the greater Blizzard department, and how many of these people are fleeing to CYA. Boy, I think it's probably going to continue. Not a good couple of months for Blizzard, and it's all self-inflicted. It's self-inflicted. And you kind of hate to see it, because there's obviously still a lot of really good people at the company. A lot of people just still love playing World of Warcraft. Some people, it's the only dang thing they got to relax. And it's just putting them in this weird position where eventually they're just going to find something else, because everyone has their limits, and it's getting tested every few weeks, it would seem. Make sure that you click that red subscribe button down below the video to stay up to date, as I will continue to cover the Blizzard debacle, and we'll talk to you again real soon.